a new issue, which is environment films, and we would like to use the screening of film of Mr. Philip Hambleton yesterday to address this case, because Mr. Samiha Saawiris have a thought of having more environment films in the festival, and we discussed this something like 1.5 months before festival started, and as it is a very important thing, we decided to deal with that starting from
for attending. I'm very honored that we have this film shown at such short notice, and that it's the premiere of the film. And it was a really good coincidence, because I do believe that people's awareness about the environment and about the risks to this planet from the abuse of the resources, in particular the seas and the oceans, deserve a place in our festival. And I'm very happy that Mr. Wantchal took the idea and is going to pursue it. But first, I think, before I say anything, I would like to introduce our colleagues here, and I would like them to have the first word. So maybe you tell them, especially that he started a very interesting story when we were outside about his background, because contrary to what one would expect, we have here a big investment banker who turned environmentalist, and it's always a pleasure to see that people have new priorities in life. So maybe I will give those two the word first.
Thank you so much for those kind words, and thank you to El Guna Film Festival for inviting me. It's a big honor to be here. I was here literally a day before Europe went in confinement. I was filming the last parts of the film in El Guna. So you, I think, all know, have talented scientists in residence. So clearly Angela invited us to see her work. So we were here filming right before, and guess what? Europe is going into confinement again, and I'm here. So it's a big honor and a big pleasure, and I don't know, there is something special. I have been in Egypt maybe 20 times in my life through the last 26 years. And as Mrs. Saawiris said a second ago, we were just discussing an interesting story at the back. And I told him that although I have friends and family in the film world, and I have been a photographer for God knows how long, and in the ocean for the last 30 years, my background is really investment banking. So I was investing and dealing with emerging markets for 25 years for the largest firms in the world. And
I'm Swiss, so Switzerland doesn't have a sea, but I'm very, I love the sea. The ocean was always very strong in childhood as well. So even when I was very young, I was always focusing on oceans and whales and dolphins and marine life. And that's why I came here to Egypt to actually explore the underwater world in 2004. So I started to dive, and I saw this big, huge potential here in the Red Sea, in front of الجونة, that we have an amazing world, underwater world. And I also got aware as a scientist, as a biologist studying marine life, in other places as well. I was volunteering in many countries, in Canada, in the Azores, and I saw that here we have even a very, very big chance to observe dolphins and marine life very close, and not only from the surface. And this gives us an insight and to explore the secrets of the underwater world, because there is still a lot not known. We don't know actually a lot about these marine creatures, and I'm just very curious to find these secrets, and also showing it to the world, and why we should protect it why it's so important, as Philip was explaining before, because if we as scientists are also publishing in scientific papers, nobody understands the language.
فعايز أعرف من حضرتك هل في خطتك للمدينة نفسها إن هو تكون قبلة لصناع السينما العالمية، زي مثلا ما المغرب قدرت إن هي تكون قبلة لصناع السينما العالمية في كل مكان وبقى ليها دخل كبير جدا من هذه الصناعة؟
لا، هي الجونة جزء من مصر، وبالتالي بيسري عليها اللي بيسري على أي مكان آخر. فمن طول ما المعوقات اللي أنت ذكرتها دي موجودة، وهي موجودة بشكل يعني جامد جدا، مش هيحصل إن مصر تبقى مكان لتصوير أفلام عالمية، رغم إن إحنا عندنا كل الإمكانيات وحتى الأفلام التاريخية بالذات والأفلام الاجتماعية، لأن إحنا عندنا برضو مناطق كتيرة جدا فيها نوعيات مختلفة من المباني ومن الناس، إنما المشكلة ما زالت قائمة وما يتهيأليش إن هي هتتحل قريب، لأن دي بيروقراطية تراكمت على مدى 60-70 سنة من أيام العهد الاشتراكي، فبالتالي